do in trying to get in preparation for a character, like using a prop or running around the set, that kind of thing?
Being here. Let's see.
Are you into method at all?
Yeah, I did some years ago, not for voiceover, but for theatrical. I did for TV and film a little bit. But I will say, there was, yeah, I used to do all kinds of research and all that, but I threw that out the window because just naturally, once we have direction given to us on copy, they'll have a picture of the character and, like vocal range, age range, like say 28 to 40, gender, ethnicity, height, weight, interests, texture of voice, where they live, what they do. I mean, they give you so much information that the homework's kind of done for you, and if you can just take that and apply it, then you're good to go. But I will say, I'll give you a weird story that happened to me early in my days in Hollywood. I was being directed in the booth for some audition. I don't know if it was a pilot or something. And there was a director and a couple of producers. And this guy can give me this weird direction. He wanted me to raise the voice of this superhero I was doing, And I got up here. He's like, higher. Okay, up here. He's like, that's not high enough. He said, listen, I'm going to come in the booth and I'm going to help you. I said, okay. So he comes in the booth and he picks up a broom.
A broom.
He said, now, I'm going to put this broom between your legs. I'm like, he said, and just, go with it. Just go with it, And when I bring the broom up, make your voice go up. And and then I'm going to put it down. When I bring it up higher again, make your voice higher. And I was just young and nervous, impressionable, and, like a real people pleaser. I didn't have any strongly defined boundaries. So I said, okay. So here comes this broom between my legs. Okay, we're going down the street, and we're gonna get those guys because they're bad guys. We're really gonna tear them apart. So let's go, go, go! Yeah. I feel violated. I've been violated. Yeah, I walked out of there, and he said, thank you, that was great. Yeah, it was wonderful. And one of the producers came out and ran after me. She said, I am so sorry. We had no idea he was going to do that. It was completely inappropriate. That's never happened before. I said, really? Oh, thank you. Because I thought, if this is the way the business goes, I'm getting out of it.
This particular director was, you did such a good impersonation of him, I knew who it was. He was known for being extremely abusive to actors. He'll remain nameless, but one of his most familiar critiques or feedback was, all right, could you do it again and not suck? That's how he would direct. I mean, it was just awful.
Terrible, yeah.
It's brutal. But he's been replaced.
Oh,
yeah, he hasn't been.
It's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, for a long time
For a
now.
long time,
Yeah. Yes, you?
Okay, I mean, it's sad, but when Cartoon Network canceled Naruto, there's 11 more episodes of the original series to go. When it went to Disney XD, why weren't they given the tapes of those 11 remaining episodes to show?
I don't know.
Yeah, because Cartoon Network cut it off. There's 11 more episodes to go of the original series.
That's such a strange place to cut it off. I didn't know that.
Cartoon Network does that with a bunch of anime. It's like they're so anti-anime all of a sudden. The only anime they show is that horrible Pokemon stuff. I resent that.
That's just not right. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Viz has
Oh,
had
really?
some real cutbacks. They have reduced their staff by over 50%.
Oh.
They've really taken a hard hit with the downturn of the economy in Japan. It's been rough. Plus, let's be honest, the thing that's hurting anime the most are illegal downloads. The second thing that's hurting anime the most are illegal downloads, like for real. And then there's another problem of people not buying series, and then I know that the fans perspective, I often hear it's because they're not always putting enough into the content, but they're kind of raising the price. Like there's not a full series, but a partial series. So I know the pricing's rough. I feel bad that our fans generally have to purchase shows to be able to see them. It seems like buying the manga and the toys and everything else should be enough to support a title, but it's not always the case. But Viz particularly has taken some real hits, and they have cut all their budgets, and they have cut the heck out of Bleach. And they have decided to just put some shows, to continue to dub them, but only make them available on their website initially. That's what they often say to us, and then later they'll have another air life. They'll be able to air it at a later time, or they'll sell the whole, they'll always end up selling episodes. But that's a really good bit of feedback I'm going to take back to the studio and see what happened there.
Oh, wow.
I got a question. I know everyone begins somewhere with voice acting, but if you had, if you want to get into the field, what would be a good place to start for the show winners on?
Well, the best thing to do is to get training, and that would be to start taking voiceover workshops, commercial voiceover workshop, because that's the lion's share of the work, and animation voiceover workshops. So that you have the chops for animation, video game voice acting, and dubbing for anime is a specific thing that we both do, and I don't know if there are workshops for it or not. It's something I just learned going along.
And you take to it well because you're a musician, you're musical, and most anime actors are either musically inclined dancers, have some sense of body awareness and rhythm and timing. So playing an instrument is really helpful, and singing. Many of the actors sing. And there are some workshops. I'm actually going to start teaching a few ADR dubbing for anime workshops, but honestly, it's a rough time to get into this business. We've really been downsized. Things are much, much slower, and you see Cartoon Network isn't even making much available anymore, and they were our main outlet for broadcast. But I always feel like there really isn't a way to just be a voice actor. Some people can do it. I can think of 3 people out of 100 that I work with on a regular basis that only are voice actors. You really have to be prepared for the life of being an actor, facing rejection, facing an insecure future with no way of knowing when your jobs are going to be available or not. It's the other thing I always say is, find a second passion that will support you as an actor. Find something that will be your day job so you can afford to try your hand at being an actor, because it's expensive to be an actor. You have to spend a lot to get a good demo, you need good photos, you need transportation, you need to be solvent, you need to be able to be available. You need to be available to just jump into a last-minute job and not have a conflict with a day job. But really, it's hard to be just a voice actor, and I know anime has inspired so many of you to want to jump in the ring. But really, it's the life of an actor. It's studying, it's performing, build a resume, get on stage. I often say, work with some kind of recording equipment and turn the volume off of a picture and try to voice it yourself. Build a whole collection of characters that you can do.
Take off your clothes.
Sleep with someone. No.
As much as you can.
It just got real.
Be a,
Oh, I'm sorry, I slipped into Fei for a minute.
be a warlock like me. And dang, never mind. Forget
Tiger's
it.
blood, Madonna's DNA.
And improv. Take improv classes, Learning how to perform on the spot is critical. We often rewrite our dialogue as we go because we know our characters best. you know, once you've been with that character for a long period of time, and you'll throw out ad libs, and often the studio will say, yeah, go with that, that's great. It's a rough business, I gotta tell you. All right, we're getting down to our last chunk of time here, so we'll do some power quick answers.
Yeah, we got 15 minutes. In the front row.
I was just saying, like, we know that you all play Axel and parts too, but was there anyone else in that like game that you read for before you got that part?
Other characters, you mean? Good question. I don't remember. Honestly, I do not remember. I probably did. But Axel's the one I got, and it's fit like a glove. So, been very happy and honored to be able to play that role.
Let's give you a quick overview of what happens when we audition. Usually when we come in, there's either a presentation, a table with all the different characters and what we call sides, pieces of copy from the script, a little bit of character descriptions like Quinton was explaining. Sometimes they'll say, you'll see 10 characters that you're right for in your mind that you think you can read for, but sometimes the studio will say, no, we only want you to read this one. And then you're like, but what about this one and this one? I want to read, and then sometimes later there's no time, no. And other times you'll say, you know, can I read for someone else? And they'll be like, oh, we didn't think of you for that, and that's the one you'll book. So it's hard to know, but again, we're hearing our amnesia, which is selective memory saying, disregard the rejection and the stuff that you didn't get and hold on to the pertinent memory, you know? So we learn emotionally, and nobody teaches us this, right? I mean, have we ever really, do you ever get in a class, like people tell you, get ready for how to brace yourself for lots of rejection?
No, I wish they had though.
Right?
I really wish they had.
You lose way more than you get. It's just a numbers game. It's unfortunate.
It really is, yeah. Yeah, especially when you see a show or a movie or whatever, a cartoon. You're like, oh, I so wanted that. And or if it's somebody you know who got it, who's a friend, you know, sometimes you'll be happy for them. Other times you'll be like, oh no, honey, good for you. Way to go, champ. Yeah. Oh, way in the back with the white wig.
Favorite people to work with, right? And you said working with Johnny, and what was the rest?
Did you say again?
Real loud.
Do you have any favorite people to work with?
Yes.
Assuming that you would be working with Johnny and watch it.
Johnny and I have been working together since the first day he was on set, when he was 18 years old and came out from Texas to be a Power Ranger.
Yeah, Adam!
And we've been working together ever since. It's amazing. So I just had an intensive Johnny Young Bosch year early last year. We were working on Bleach. We did Legending Angel Dokuro-chan. And I beat the crap out of him on a regular basis as Dokuro.
Killed him.
And we were also doing Anime Expo together and something else. So we had like a real period of working very, very tightly together in 1 year, but we've been working together forever. But yeah, we have lots of favorites. Michelle Ra.
Yeah, Michelle.
Thornton, Michael McConaughey, God, so many. Barbara Goodson.
Steve Prince.
Steve and Derek Prince. Megan Hollingshead. Who's some of your faves? Some of your buddies?
Well, let's see. There's Kevin Michael Richardson, Jess Harnell. There's Nolan North. There is, oh gosh, Lori Allen. There is, why am I blanking on him right now? Oh, okay. Well, I will say.
We got the wrap up.
Oh, yeah, thank all these people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, one of my favorite people to work with actually is an actor named Robbie Rist. And he's amazing. He's a multi-talented actor, musician, producer, and he's just a genius. And we have a comedic musical duo back in Los Angeles called the Snozzberries. You can find some clips of us on YouTube doing bizarre, well not bizarre, but fun interpretations of songs like The Knacks' Good Girls Don't, and other things like that. But he was famous for being a child star, and he was little cousin Oliver on the Brady Bunch many, many moons ago. But he's done lots of animation and anime and commercials over the years. So he's one of the many people we love to work together with.
Honestly, when we're all together, we drive people crazy. We are so loud and laughing, and a whole room of actors is very intense to witness. So we're usually just passing each other in the halls if it's a booking, but if it's auditions, it tends to be a great reunion when you go to big casting calls where everybody's there. Sometimes you've got the copy and you're supposed to be preparing your audition, and you just hey, the copy goes down, how are you, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, all right, Wendee, we're ready for you. I'm like, I haven't looked at the character yet. They're like, get in there.
Yep.
So then it's really cold reading.
Yeah. Anyway?
Wait there.
Yes, you.
Oh, okay. My question is basically hidden gems. Is there shows that you worked on that you thought were good that don't really get kind of forgotten about, or maybe ought to get more attention that you can think of?
There are. I mean, I know we all have them.
Think of one or two. Is that a hard question?
I mean, I certainly mentioned it already, but I thought Megas really could have had a 4 or 5 year life. We could have gotten a couple more seasons. I think it would have really developed into a lot more. Thinking there's been a lot of, Outlaw Star. That breaks my heart. I don't know why we didn't get the next season on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is
Woo!
probably my biggest. I wish that we got more work with that one.
Wow.
I think for me there were two. One was Marcus Damon. I played in Digimon Data Squad.
Yeah.
So I thought that ended way too quickly. The other was a series I did many years ago called The Fantastic Four, in which I played Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Flame on! And he did. And the show flamed out. After too short a lifespan there, and it was great fun. And Marvel was really big on it, and Stan Lee came out, who was the creator of all of Marvel, and we had a big press junket, and they gave us Marvel swag. I had a Fantastic Four tie, and I asked Stan if he would sign my script, and he wrote, "To the titanically talented Quinton Flynn, from Stan the Man." So that was so cool.
Nice.
And the guy's still rocking around today, You see him in the cameo in the Spider-Man movies, whatnot. Very hip. How about you? Yes.
Being famous, who were you most starstruck when you got to meet him? Who was your biggest celebrity you ever met?
Really, for me, I think it was June Foray. I mean, wow. And I don't know if she really even made eye contact with me, but to me, it was life-changing. That was so cool. There's been we get to brush with a lot of celebrities, actually.
Yeah.
Some of the others. I really get a kick out of meeting the artists, the actual people who actually draw the models, and the writers are really fun to work with.
Well, none of them, I'm not starstruck just yet, but I mean, James Coburn, who was an amazing actor. I got to work with him. Leonard Nimoy.
Wow.
That was pretty amazing. On the more current and younger side of things, I can't remember the actor's name, but he plays Sheldon on
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. Jim Parsons? No. Is that his
Do you know
name?
his name?
Jim Parsons, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So met him one day, just outside in Albertsons parking lot. And the Albertsons is a grocery store. So I just went up to him and introduced myself, said, "How you doing?" I said, "Really love your work. It's really terrific." He said, "Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you." No, and I didn't say anything. I didn't want to say, I've been working this business longer than you, pal. But you are destined for greatness. I see a Golden Globe in your future. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's so good to be here. It's nice to meet you. I hope you enjoy your groceries. Enjoy that candle.
I was very excited that I got to meet William Shatner this summer at London Comic Con. That was a trip, but I must say he didn't say a lot. He's just kind of. And he was kind of propped up, and he was a doll, and he was very sweet. And I posted a couple photos on Facebook on my fan page to share. But yeah, that was fun.
Mark Hamill is a great guy.
Yeah.
To work with. Yeah, he's amazing, incredible range, great voice actor. Seth Green, I've worked with on Robot Chicken. He's wonderful, really great guy, really down to earth, super cool, super cool. And then there's one actor who I revere. I think his work is incredible, but is not as available in terms of communication. Is a British actor named Tim Curry. You might know from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So Tim's an interesting character. Let's just say right there. But I will say, in terms of intimidation factor, to answer your question, there is a musician named Joe Walsh who played in rock bands called the James Gang and the Eagles. He's an amazing lead guitarist. And when I first met him, I was just like, you know, Mr. Walsh, I think you're amazing, and blah, blah, blah. How do I get it? If a musician wants to get into if you want to get into music, how do I do that? What would someone do? And he just looked at me and went, they got everybody they want. He like walked away, and I was like, what? You're a dick. I'll show you.
All right, last question.
Yeah, yeah.
Which would you rather be, a ninja or a pirate?
That was.
There should be a song in that, shouldn't there? Would you rather be a ninja or a pirate?
What they don't know is that we're about to break into something.
Let's see.
Ninja or a pirate? I think I'd rather have the fun of a pirate, but not all the crimes of piracy and the stealthiness of being a ninja and just being that agile and cool and threatening.
That sounds like a great answer. I don't know how I can top that. I don't think I can. I've had the pleasure of being an animated ninja by playing Iruka Sensei, you know, which has been kind of fun. But if I got to, you know, if I had the opportunity to play a pirate on Pirates of the Caribbean and hang out with Johnny Depp and Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones, then that would be fun.
Oh, for playing the ninja or pirate? Pirates win, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can we squeeze one more? All right, this is it. Okay, we got one left.
Good one.
Pick a winner.
Alright, if I'm not mistaken, you're krillin in your Bulma, right?
We're what?
You're krillin in your Bulma, right? On Dragon Ball Z?
No, I'm not.
You sound just like Krillin, though.
Oh.
My card on I mean, it's just a micro card, I don't remember.
There was two
Alright,
different
you can
notes.
take your question.
Oh, okay. How about you?
My question is, do you have any characters that you regret doing, either the way the character was made, or just you thought you could do a better job?
Good luck.
Tough question.
Wow.
Just want to let you know both good luck.
That's
We're
a hard
counting
one
on
to
you.
reveal.
I don't. I think if I did, I'd probably forgotten.
That's the life of memory we were talking about?
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully.
I actually have to be honest, I have, as much as I highly regard my opportunity in Robotech, when I hear what my work on it now, I can't even believe it's me. I don't even identify that voice. It was